dine and dine our own way. First off, I'm gonna start with saying that this in no way condones suicide. So if you or anybody else needs help with mental health, there's the National Suicide Prevention Line. So again, it does not say that I think that suicide is okay in any way. Okay. So I'm gonna start off with my choice to live or die. Is it really? Death and Dying Dignity Act was also known as physician-assisted suicide. So it's something that helps people who are mentally competent, who have to get a psychiatric evaluation prior to doing something like this, or being allowed to have something like this as a choice when they're dying. It allows adults, mostly in the state of Oregon, which was found in one of my references in Death and Dying Opposing Viewpoints. So Oregon is one of the only states that does allow this to happen, physician-assisted suicide. I feel that you should care about this because in one way or another, death is imminent to all of us, whether it is short and fast. Sometimes for others, it's long and devastating, emotionally, physically, and it causes a lot of mental and emotion and physical pain. I feel that I am credible through enough because I have more than 11 years of experience in many aspects of nursing, and I've been through post-acute care, which is right after the hospital, palliative care, end-of-life care. So I've seen a lot of death and seen how it affects people physically, emotionally, family members. Recently, I had one patient who was about 35, I would say 35 years old. She had a long fight with cancer, and I felt so terrible about this because she would ask me daily, what did I do to deserve this? Why is this taking so long? Why am I dying? Why am I not, what did I do in my life? Or I did this in my life, so I feel like this is what God's paying back. And just to see someone in that pain, it makes you cry, it makes you emotional because you can't do anything to help them. So I feel that this way, maybe we can help them. So should it be our choice on how and when we die, when we are given a death sentence? I will elaborate on when enough is enough. I will speak about the problem, which what is the cause, and finally the resources that are available to those in need. So to begin, physician-assisted suicide and the stigma that comes along with this choice. So this is not about physicians being murderers. It's about turning our backs on cognitive human beings that are asking for help, who have the right to have the choice whether to live or to die, and not to have life-sustaining treatment withdrawn or withheld. It's not just about killing whoever we see fit, or in this case, medically untreatable. According to the medical ethics, a physician shall respect the law and also recognize a responsibility to seek changes in those requirements which are contrary to the best interest of the patient. To reiterate on best interests, physicians are only doing what is taught to them in school. They're looking for the best interest of their patients, which is relieving them of pain, discomfort. So they're only doing what they've been taught to do. The causes why I might want to take my own life, like I mentioned earlier, the patient must have an incurable condition causing pain and suffering. Often people may feel that they are being a financial burden on their families and loved ones because of how much it does take to take care of a person who has a terminal illness. So they often feel that knowing they will die anyways, why prolong it, and why prolong that medical bill, which is really sad. Another point is that the emotional toll it takes on the body and mind that can lead to other medical issues such as depression and more pain, going through the 7 stages of grief. And some people can handle that, and there's other people who can't mentally handle that. And that just doesn't mean that just because you can't handle it that you're not strong or that you're not capable of dealing with something. It's just something that happens. It's when you are dying and you're going through the long process. To transition into my third point, not only can I ways that we can legalize this through legislation and remove society's stigma. Educating those on the criteria needed, for example, being deemed mentally fit by undergoing a psychiatric consultation, just educating people more on things that it's not just because we say so that these things can happen. And then legalizing through the legislature will decrease number of suicides and what pain and suffering comes along with it by placing clear set regulations on who and what has to be done prior to physician-assisted suicide. In conclusion, just like you're free to abort a child, why are you not able to die with dignity? And again, I spoke about the problem, the second about the cause, and lastly about the solution and resources and laws that should change. It should be our choice on how and when we die, and when enough is enough. So this is why maybe I would, if I ever had a terminal illness, would say, you know what, this is why, my reason for it, because I would want to die with dignity. And then hotline